Alright, in this lesson I'll introduce the rank method, which we can call on a series to generate a brand new series of ranks. Now this is one of those things where I think it's best to see it in action so that you get a sense of how this works. So I'll begin by re-executing my code, but in this example, in order to make this rank method work, I'm going to have to get rid of all those null values. So I'll begin by calling a drop_NA method with the how parameter set to all. That's going to knock out that last row at the bottom of our data frame that has all null values. And afterwards, I'm also going to overwrite the salary column with a new salary column where the nulls are going to be filled with zeros. And actually, the reason I'm doing this way instead of with the in place is because whenever we fill the null values with zeros, we still have floats, and I still have to call the asType method to convert them to integers. And this whole process, if you want to take it through step by step, you can, but it basically gives us a data frame where there are no more null values in the salary column, and all of them have been replaced by zeros, and now we're ready to get to work with actually calling the rank method. So the rank method is called on a single series. So let's say I want to rank the salaries within the NBA. Let's say I want to give the player who has the highest salary a rank of 1, the player who has the second highest salary a rank of 2, and so on. So I'll begin by extracting my salary column with my square brackets. I'm going to write salary in quotes, and there we have our salaries pulled out. And I'm going to call the rank method on this series. Now we're going to get a rank, but you're going to see it's not going to be exactly like we want it to. And I would advise you to pay attention to this value, which is 0, which is in our index position of 2. So here we have our rank column, and we have two problems here. The first of which is that it's ranking basically in reverse order. You can see that this value used to be a 0, and it's being ranked as number 6, so closer to the start of the list. So what it's doing by default is ranking them in reverse. So the highest salaries are ranked towards the end, and the smallest salaries, including those 0 values, are being ranked towards the beginning. So the rank method also has a ascending parameter, and it's set to true by default. And if I set it instead to false, that's going to give us what we want, where the highest salaries are going to possess these smaller ranks. But there's one more issue that we have here, which is we're still getting a series here of floating point numbers, and I just want a regular integer rank. So on this, I'm going to call my asType method, and I'm going to give it an argument of int as a string. That's going to convert the floating point numbers to strings. The floating point numbers to integers. So there we have our new series with just integers, each one signifying the rank of that salary relative to the entire salary series. Now that I'm satisfied with this, I can assign it to a brand new series. I'll do that by creating a brand new column called salary rank and using the equal sign to assign this series that's going to be generated on the right to my new salary rank column. And I'm going to preview the final result with the head method. So there you can see that we've added a new salary rank column, and we can sort by salary rank, but I think what would be even cooler is to sort by salary, and that way we can prove that the rank column is actually working properly and giving us lower ranks for the highest salaries. So I'm going to call my sort values method on my data frame and open the parentheses. As you may recall, the very first parameter to the sort values method is by, which specifies the column that we want to sort by. I'm actually going to write out the parameter name explicitly, even though we don't have to. And this time I want to sort by the salary column. And by default, it's going to do it in ascending order. So the smallest salaries, by that I mean the zeros, are going to show up at the very top. I want the highest salaries to show up first. So I'm actually going to give the ascending parameter here an argument of false. So now we have our highest salaries show up at the top, and you can see the way that Pandas has sorted the data frame by salary is the exact same way that the ranks over here are represented to the right. So Kobe Bryant has our highest salary at 25 million, and properly he has rank number 1, and the next player in line has the next second highest salary, and thus they have a salary rank of 2. So we're sorting by salary, and that's demonstrating to us that the way that the salary rank column works is proper because those values are also sorted in ascending order. So that's the rank method. It can be really used to find and rank the positions and the values within a specific series. You can also see here as we move down here and we have the same identical salary, that those players are given the exact same ranking, and then we skip a few numbers. This is just how regular mathematicians and statisticians do it. So we skip number 10 and we skip 12 and 13 down here in order to make room for all of these 11s because they're equally ranked, and so on. And I think the process is going to be exactly the same. For example, here we have a bunch of identical salaries, so they're all ranked the same, and it's going to be identical at the bottom of the data set when we run into all those zeros. So that's just the rank method that we can call on a series in a data frame in order to get a better sense of where the values fall relative to the other values in that series.